What's up, and welcome back to Cover 2 with
BeeWoo.
Earl knows it all, man, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yes, sir.
BeeWoo
Yes,
as
sir.
well,
Indeed. Same to you.
Continues, and we got a lot to be thankful for, man.
Yes, we do. Yes, we
Got
do.
a lot to be thankful. As you can see, I'm back for this week. That's
right.
all, man.
Here we
only
go.
this week, man. That's it.
Red and black down, folks.
Hey, man, only for this week.
Red and black down, man. It's good to be back.
Yes,
I think I've been gone for a few weeks, man. And
folks say they miss you, man. Where you been, man? We're gonna change BeeWoo name to Jet Setter, man. Jet Life.
However, Earl been holding it down for us, man, and it's good to be back.
Yes, sir.
Like you said, Thanksgiving weekend, we got a lot to be thankful for.
We do, man.
It's a lot of great things happening this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Life is one of them.
It is, most importantly.
And this Falcons game.
Hey, we got to get right on into it, man. It was hate week this week, man. As much as we was giving thanks, we was hating too, man. The Aints came to town, and they ain't getting nothing done this week, man.
They ain't getting nothing done.
No.
They ain't getting nothing done, and they ain't come here and come here and steal the game at the end like they did last year. And I know a lot of Saints fans was hoping and wishing and thinking that they was going to get that, but it ain't happened.
Nope, it ain't. A lot of ain'ts.
It ain't happened. But, yeah, man, the Falcons game took place today. It's a gloomy day in the city, but however, when you get the only win in the division, it's a great thing that happens.
All is right with the world.
All is a great thing that happened, and you get the only division win, and also the Patriots lost. Man, it's kind of gloomy. Yeah, but it's a beautiful day in the city.
Beautiful day, man.
There's a lot to be thankful for,
yes, sir, man.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Speaking of which, man, I guess we can, like I said, we're gonna get into the Falcons game in depth, but a couple games on Thanksgiving. We got our first Black Friday game from the NFL as well, which I didn't even tell you, or we didn't talk about this, but I heard the reason, I guess, why they was doing the Black Friday game is Amazon want to sell y'all some more stuff. So they was kind of tailoring the commercials and stuff to each person. So if I got in my Amazon feed, I want some books or something or whatever, if I'm looking for electronics, I got commercials about that. And then if you like sports collectibles or something like that was gonna be your commercial. So
I did.
Look at that, man.
They fumbled on that one with me. They fumbled the big time on that one with me because I didn't see the tailor-made. I didn't even notice the tailor-made commercials.
Well, that's what they want you to know, though. That's how the algorithm work, man. It's just like, nothing to see here, man.
Yeah. Well, I didn't, pick up on that at all. Yeah. So
I don't know if they do that regularly on like the regular Thursday night games.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I like they got one on me, and I definitely wasn't tuned in to, hey, are you trying to sell you something?
Yeah, man. That means the marketing is working.
Right, yeah. So, but like I said, maybe you caught on to that. Maybe you didn't. True. But however, the bigger picture that there was a game.
It was, man.
There was a game, and supposed to feature Aaron Rodgers going against.
Yeah, we had to stick with I guess it wasn't Zach Wilson, it was Boyle or somebody, I think, right?
Yeah. So I think Zach Wilson has moved on go sit way down there on the end of the bench.
Yeah, so, it's only right, man.
Yeah,
only right.
he is way down on the end of the bench. I think he's like fourth string QB or whatever. Yeah. But I think the Black Friday game is something that I think a lot of guys have been waiting for a long time. I go back to the days of elementary school, high school, thinking about, man, we don't have any football to watch. Nope. On Friday,
just at home. And,
just at home. Yeah. You might caught a college game here and there.
Nebraska used to play all the time.
You might caught a college game here and there. But I think it's the NFL showing its dominance. Yeah. And
It makes sense, man. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't have been doing this, but
makes sense. Like, makes a lot of sense.
You look at last week, we had a game every day except for Tuesday and Wednesday,
right?
Pretty much. So
yeah,
man, yeah.
So I like it.
I do too, man.
I like it.
Never a bad thing to have more football.
Never a bad thing to have more football. Yeah. What I do not like though is, and I posted this about. Coming home, I just want to come home and cut my TV on and say, "Hey, here's the game." That's what I don't.
Get down and lay down.
That's what I don't like. I don't want to say, "Is it on Netflix? Is it on Hulu? Is it on YouTube? Is it on Amazon? Where's the game?"
I don't foresee that change.
Paramount,
man. They gonna get this money from whoever they can, man.
Yeah, man.
And Apple probably will start getting into it too. So you never know. So.
Yeah, man.
Man.
I don't like all the bouncing around or the different streaming services that you have to.
Yeah, I still haven't. I watch the Thursday night games every night, but I still ain't got used to clicking on
to it. Yeah.
Prime Video because I got Prime, but I don't ever watch Prime. No Prime. So
most of us, I don't think most of us guys do.
They got some good movies on Prime. The Tubi movies,
Tubi
man put Prime out of business though, man.
Tubi might be putting Prime out of business because hey man, I don't know if you like your black. I'm not going to even use that word.
Say black cinema.
Black cinema, but they have some great black cinema on there, man.
They do, man. They do, man.
Yeah.
But speaking of those Thanksgiving games, man, the Lions kicked it off, of course, and yeah, man, surprise, surprise, everybody is on the Lions bandwagon, and what do, man? Right. Usually they show up on Thanksgiving.
They usually show up on Thanksgiving,
but they lay the egg,
and I start watching this game and turning on the game, just getting ready to get situated. Sitting there with my hands on my hips, and I started watching the game, and I said, "Dang, man, I should have picked the Packers, man, because it looked like Green Bay is about to win this game."
Yeah.
And
they jumped out.
And they jumped out, and they never let go.
It was, I think, 23-6 at one point, but they win 29-22. And bigger picture, man. The Lions struggled against the Bears last week. I think the week before that they played the Chargers. It was back and forth.
Right.
They had a tough game against the Raiders, so they were winning those games, but they're 8-3 now. I think they got the second best record in the NFC, or tied with San Fran for the second best record. Right. So, do we believe in the Lions still, man, or is the clock striking 12 and Cinderella is about to?
I don't know, man. Like
I had to run home from the ball.
I don't know, cause you look at San Francisco, they get back on track.
True.
With the win.
They won on Thanksgiving.
The Lions are kind of tripping over their paws. So I don't know, man. It's crazy to say that we're still talking about who is.
We're in week 12. We're about to be week 13, man, and we still don't know. We say this every week.
I
don't know who the team to beat is.
We still don't know who is that team.
That's true.
No one is really just shown their face. And I hear you, Cowboy fan. Oh, Cowboys! I hear you. Shh, simmer down.
Y'all got to beat a real team, though, man.
Simmer down. I hear you.
If it was the Panthers or the Giants or the Commanders or the Jets or somebody like that who made it to the playoffs, man, get the Cowboys a championship, man.
Yeah.
But they got to play a real team.
Yeah.
They can't beat San Fran.
We know
they can't beat the Eagles. They haven't yet anyway. This year.
They haven't. So
yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's still cliche.
Wide open,
anybody ball game.
Yep.
But
the other game that we didn't talk about, we talked about the Cowboys briefly. We ain't gonna talk about them, but we briefly mentioned San Fran winning on Thanksgiving as well. They beat my guy Gino and the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, so I mean they've looked good the last 2 weeks, man. They beat up on Jacksonville, so maybe San Fran is starting to come back. Brock Purdy, and they got a lot of weapons out there, man.
Right.
So,
and speaking of Jacksonville, you gave me a surprisingly note that Jacksonville is currently sitting at 8-3 and on top of the AFC.
Yeah.
Wow, where they turn around, man. Like I didn't even realize that
they started the season 1-2.
Right.
Lost to Houston. which that ain't a bad loss at this point because Houston's pretty decent. But yeah, they were 1-2, and we thought going in to go to play that game in England, London, against the Falcons, man, they got them hot.
Yeah, they got hot, and like I said, I don't know if you heard me, they are in first place, one of the better teams in the NFL.
Yep.
And
now, of course, we're recording this before Baltimore plays a Sunday night game, so we'll see what happens with that. But as of right now, they're 8-3, and they tied for the best record.
Best record, and even so, they're still hot right now.
Mix,
they're a hot team right now. Got hot in London. Yeah. Haven't simmered down. Things are just seeming to start clicking together for
who was that?
Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Really caught a touchdown today and a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
I did.
That.
So
they're showing that they might still be the team from last year. They definitely probably make it back into the playoffs again. Yeah. And once you get in the playoffs. A
lot of people. I mean, I didn't pick this team. I can't remember if we picked them to make the playoffs or not. Maybe we picked them to win the division, I think. Both of us did. But a lot of folks said they're going to be the team to challenge the Chiefs. Yeah. I heard people say that. And now looking back at it, I'm like, oh, they kind of right there. So I didn't necessarily believe in Trevor Lawrence just yet like that. But I still felt like they had a little bit of growing up to do. But they're right there in the mix.
They're right there in the mix. And I think the team Buffalo is kind of – window might be closing on
you. I gotta give you props, man. You said Buffalo was gonna have the season they have, and you was like, nah. I said, man, Buffalo. You don't believe in Buffalo? Yeah. Nah, I don't believe in them, man. Yeah. For very good reason, because they have been very helter-skelter, man.
It looks like their window is starting to close on them, and
they're in second place in their division now. They're up right now on the Eagles, but. That's kind of Buffalo, though, man. They could lose this game. They could win it. They may beat the Eagles, and then next week they may lose to whoever they play. They lost to the Jets to start the season. They lost to the Broncos, which the Broncos have been hot.
Right.
You can't lose those kind of games if you're going to be a Super Bowl contending team, man. I got to come on board with you now. I don't trust Buffalo, man. I thought they were going to be one of those teams.
Yeah.
Another team we talked about, the Bengals. Were hot at one point, but they lost Burrow for the season. So
that's gonna do it for them. Even though they, the Steelers squeaked the win out over them today. 16-10 was the final in that game.
Steelers, man, they are. I think, and I don't know. I didn't look at the stats today, but they've been outgained every game this season. But they just find a way to win.
Find a way to get it done.
I watched that game. I seen Kenny Pickett look pretty bad like he does every week, and it's like you got to give Mike Tomlin his props, man. Like
Mike Tomlin might be one of the most underrated coaches in NFL history.
Gotta be. He's won multiple Super Bowls. Like this is the guy who's done all this stuff, man.
Yeah.
Never had a losing season.
Never had a losing season.
They really should have a losing season this year, probably.
Right.
But right in the thick of it still, man.
Yeah, Tomlin, man, he is a great coach, doing his thing. And he kind of just flies right on under the radar. Like
he never went 2-9.
Yeah,
Bill Belichick.
So
said, man.
And speaking of Belichick, man, I think it may be coming to an end.
Yeah, man.
In Beantown, man.
Yeah, so. I mean. My cousin BB, he is a Patriots fan, man, and an Alabama fan too in college football. Right. Go figure. I don't know how you can root for both of those. Maybe he might be a bandwagon fan. But anyway, I was messing with him. I said, when the sun shines on you like it did yesterday, man, with them Tide, and the next day you got to wake up and Mac Jones is your quarterback. And it just look all bad, man. And it's been that way every single week for the Patriots, man. 2-9, like. I mean, we talked about this. Tom Brady might have cleaned up a lot of stuff for that team.
Tom Brady was seemingly he's been gone 3 years from
New England.
New England. Yeah. And it's been 3 years of hell for Belichick and the Patriots. And man, it looks like Brady was that guy, and I think, he even spoke on this earlier this week. someone asked him, about who was the
catalyst, the reason for
what they did, and
I didn't hear this. What was his response?
And he pretty much said, that hey, I was that guy, and no shot to Bill Belichick though, he said, but pretty much he was saying, I made it happen.
The proof is in the pudding. Look at so who all was in Buffalo. I mean, in New England with them. You had Josh McDaniels.
Yeah.
Go to Oakland, nothing fired.
Right, yeah.
Every time he leave and go coach someone fired.
Yeah.
You had who was a dude who was coaching who was it? I can't even remember that coach that was the offensive coordinator. But all these guys who get these jobs and stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
And when they don't got Tom Brady, they look real regular. But not even regular, they look bad.
So Brady, he kind of pretty much took the wheelhouse on it and saying that he is the guy that was the man in New England, and he made it work, and it definitely looks like he made it work, because it's definitely looking like Bill Belichick is now the losing as coach of all time. So
win some, you lose some. He is the living, walking definition of that.
Yeah, so it definitely looks like his time is up, maybe up in New England. A lot of folks up there in New England is calling for.
They want him gone, man. Old Dollar Bill got to go.
It's time for him to go.
Yeah. Yep. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But hey, what have you done for me lately? Lead, man. Apparently, so you win all them Super Bowls, but if you ain't done the job the last 3 years, you got to go.
Yep.
It look like the Chiefs just scored a touchdown, man. So they back up. So
was with 20 to.
Yeah, 20-14.
20-14, and Buffalo also just scored too. They're up 17-7
for my Eagles, man. I leave for a week, Eagles, and this is what y'all do, man. I just was going to holler at my Falcons. That's all, man. I'll be back next week. Come on, man.
Yeah, and I kind of figured the Eagles might be in trouble this game. Yeah. Like coming up, it's been a long holiday weekend. True. And you got a big win against the Chiefs on Monday. Yeah. So
and they got a tough schedule, man. Yeah. It don't get no easier for the Eagles, man. They got San Fran next week too. So
so
this is a tough stretch of the schedule. We'll see what happens with that, man.
Yeah.
But, it remains to be seen if they come back in this game, or like I said, if they lose it, they got to get back on the hump and face the 49ers next week as well.
Indeed they do.
Now we're gonna take a little break, and after this, BeeWoo, we got to get into it. We told y'all at the top of the show.
Oh yeah,
y'all know what time it is. Y'all see me with my Falcon regalia. Oh man, we represent the day. Don't leave, man. We'll be right back after this. What's up? Welcome back to Cover 2 with BeeWoo. Earl knows it all, and like we said, man, despite the cloudy, rainy day, it's been a beautiful day in Atlanta, man.
Yes, it is.
Beautiful day, man. The Saints came into town and left with a L. Mm-hmm. Falcons win 24-15, man, and they back in first place, man.
Yeah.
5-6, but
5-6, but hey, they are back in first place. Somewhere they've been kind of hanging out at, I guess,
man. Yeah.
I mean, despite all of the complaining and things have been going on in the city, like, man, they just shows you
where they find themselves at.
Show you who these guys are. Like, they are back in first place, sole position of first place, might I add.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people want to hear what I have to say about Riddles.
Riddles is back, man.
What
did you think of the performance today?
Well, Riddles is still Riddles. I mean, he got 2 turnovers today, 168 yards. Yeah. So, he's still not the guy. Even in the win, he's still not the guy.
After he threw that second pick, I texted you. I said, well, on the bright side, man, at least him and Arthur Smith should be packing after this, man.
Yeah, but he is still not the guy, and I know a lot of people don't want to just get back on this thing and say, give him some time, be patient. No, he's not a rookie anymore. Nope. For one. It just goes to show that how bad of a team we played today.
That ain't talking.
That is a real bad team down there in New Orleans, and that just goes to show you how bad the Saints really are. They are really horrible. Like, they really stink, man.
They do, man.
Like, that's a bad team because this guy Riddles is horrible. And you lose to Riddles, and you have a veteran quarterback on your side, veteran leadership team, Yeah, the Saints are really bad, man. And they're in bad shape. But, I think this has bought Riddles and Smith some more time in Atlanta.
Like, you mean beyond this season time?
Beyond this season time.
This game?
This one game.
Well, they still got to play the Saints again, man.
In this city here.
I know you split,
you split with them. This game is a game that Arthur Smith really needed to get.
He did, man.
And he got it done.
He knew it, too. He said this is the biggest game of his career as a coach.
So he needed his game. He got it done. And I think we, actually, this one game might, just the way Atlanta does business, this one game might have bought him another year or two here in Atlanta.
Man, I hope not. I hope Arthur Blank is not that crazy.
Because if it winds up that this team winds up being a playoff team, that's his resume.
They're going to be a playoff team with a losing record.
It doesn't matter. You're in the playoffs. So that's his resume. I got you to the playoffs. You didn't believe in Riddles or Ritter, whatever you guys want to call him. He's still Riddles because
there was a lot of questions left after this game.
Still a lot of questions about him. But and I'm just laying the body of work of what's going to probably potentially happen. Next week we got the Jets. Who knows what happens then?
Toss up.
Who knows what happened there? But if you win this division, this has bought another year or two here in Atlanta, and it's year 3. So I'm thinking we.
And so this is why I'm a Falcon fan once, I would say maybe twice a year, and only twice a year when they play the Saints, because it's nowhere in the world you can. I mean, you might be right about this, but you shouldn't be right though.
I shouldn't be, but I'm telling you,
this game,
I shouldn't be right about this. But
I don't even think if I'm Arthur Blank, even if we make the playoffs, unless we win the Super Bowl. As a matter of fact, I even go as far as to say if we win the Super Bowl, we can't go fire that man still, man.
We can't.
They're not gonna win the Super Bowl. So
we can't even make the playoffs. We can't go there for because there's no. There's no God way they're not winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
but they will make the playoffs. It's very possible that they could make the playoffs, and even with being in the playoffs, possibly hosting.
If they win, they only gonna make the playoffs if they win the division. So they will host the game.
Yeah. So
let's say they got to go. Well, I guess the Cowboys, they may play the Cowboys in the first round, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had to see how they work, but they host the Cowboys.
Last I checked, it could
probably be like Seattle
or somebody like that. Yeah. So. Yeah, it could be the Cowboys, could be Seattle.
It would probably be the Cowboys because Detroit would be the 3 seed as it is right now, I guess.
Right.
San Fran the 2 seed, the Eagles the 1 seed. Maybe if you swap them teams around, and then the Falcons would be the 4 seed, man, and they would take on the 5 seed, I think.
Yeah.
And that would be the Cowboys, the top team.
The Cowboys,
top wild card team, man.
Yeah,
that would be crazy,
and that would be some. They're really crazy,
and
man. We already know with the Cowboys, man. Like anything happen with them.
Well, I mean, I ain't gonna say the Falcons are a bad team.
Oh, they're bad.
The Cowboys beat up on bad teams, man. So they probably hoping and praying whoever win this division, we can play them. So I don't know, but
you think about.
That'd be perfect though. If they play the Cowboys and the Cowboys blow them out, you still got to fire Arthur Smith at that point, man.
You still got you still are not going to fire Arthur Smith because he's done. His resume would say, "Hey, I got you here to the playoffs with my rookie quarterback." Well, so that buys you time. Yeah. That buys you time, even though he's not a rookie.
He ain't.
But that is what the argument is going to be. I got you.
That's why we had this argument all last season. As I said, you were wasting a season not playing Ritter last year.
I know this. I know this.
But that's the problem, though.
That's the way
I am not a Falcon fan.
That's the way business is done. That's the way business is done.
That's crazy
here. And yes, so that's why I said this game might have been the best and worst thing that could have happened today.
It is the worst. That's the case, because if it give him another year too, it was the worst.
It's probably definitely.
And I never say I want the Saints to win anything, but Lord,
but this is right here is going, and especially if it plays out with us winning the division.
Well, let's look at the schedule, man. We said they got the Jets next week.
Yeah,
they got the Buccaneers after that at home. They already beat the Bucs once.
Right.
Got the Panthers in Carolina. They already beat Carolina once.
Right.
The Colts may be their toughest game left.
Right.
Colts are 6-5. They in the playoff hunt. But Gardner Minshew is, I mean, he right there with Heineke or that kind of player or whatever.
So,
and then the Bears and the Saints to end the season.
So I look at they can definitely lose this Colts game.
Yeah.
And they can
definitely lose all of them.
Yeah, and they could so far. They could definitely lose. And that's the Falcons. They could definitely lose every single game that you just called.
True.
And it's very possible that it will happen.
Yeah.
It is very possible that we're sitting here Thanksgiving weekend talking about the Falcons potentially being a host of a playoff game, and then potentially losing.
They go defeated.
Losing the rest of the game. Like, that is very possible.
The last time they was in first place, we said, the Falcons in first place. They lost 3 games in a row after that, I think. They beat the Texans. They were in first place. No, maybe that was the Buccaneers game. They lost to the Titans. They lost to the Vikings. They lost to the Cardinals right after that, after being in first place. So, and Cardinals was a 1-win team. Right. The Vikings had just lost their quarterback and had a rookie starting, and then lost to Josh Dobbs, who didn't even know nobody's name. Right. And they played another rookie quarterback that was starting his first game too. So you had 3 guys making their first starts with their team, and they lost all. So, I mean, they very well could lose the rest of these games, man.
Yeah, man. It is crazy that, we can sit in here talking about these guys could win the division and
host a
playoff game and talk about in the same sentence, this is the roller coaster Falcons, that, man, they could lose all these games.
Them all.
They could lose all of them.
But, man, I mean, BeeWoo, they won the game, so today is a day to rejoice as a Falcon fan, man.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Anytime we can beat the Saints, we'll take it.
It's a good day.
It's a good day, man. So
y'all tell us Falcons fans and just NFL fans what y'all think. Comment below. Again, we want to thank y'all for watching the show, man. Happy belated Thanksgiving to you. We thankful for each and every one of y'all. Tell a friend, like we say,
and tell a hater. And
make sure you continue to watch, subscribe, like this video, and share it with anybody that you know is a fan of the NFL, a fan of football. All right, till next time, Earl knows it all. BeeWoo.
BeeWoo.
We out.
We out.